Hey, it's the WWE Day 1 review show. Brock Lesnar is the new WWE champion. Roman Reigns has COVID. Becky Lynch misses the bottom rope. And a whole lot more. Let's do this. In the streets. In the streets.
Is this a thing?
Watch out. Don't be in the streets.
Is this a dance move?
People are protesting in the streets right now. You're not allowed to be in the streets if you live in the province that we live in right now because there's a curfew. We're under curfew, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But we're here to talk about other ridiculous things. WWE Day 1 and Brock Lesnar, who was supposed to wrestle Roman Reigns tonight in the main event. Roman Reigns announcing on Twitter that he's got COVID. Thank you. He's got COVID. So Roman out of the match, out of the show. Brock Lesnar inserted into the fatal 4-way for the WWE title. They made it a fatal 5-way. Brock takes the WWE Championship away from Big E, ending Big E's 100-day reign. I think it was slightly over 100 days. Hits Big E with the F5, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. Oh, my God. All right.
That's sound effects. Good.
Yeah, this is too much.
People excited about Brock Lesnar?
That's too much. That was way too long. All right, team, we got to work on that. That was too long. I didn't like that. But,
so yeah, Brock Lesnar just...
Oh, here we go.
Big E's barely 100-day reign ends.
He hits him.
Insignificant reign.
He hits him with the F5, 1, 2, 3. Not only ends Big E's title reign, but beats Big E to do it. Unbelievable. Shocking.
I mean,
but as soon as you saw Brock in this match, you figured, uh-oh, something's going to happen. Johnny?
Well, you kind of said it before it even happened, though. It's like WWE had to make up for the fact that they couldn't deliver the main event, so they needed to do some sort of surprise, and this was it.
Which is what they always do. As soon as Brock Lesnar was announced as being in this new main event, I said, uh-oh, this looks like the end of Big E's title run. This is what the WWE does. When they have to scrap one of their big matches on a card and they add somebody into the match, you know, say it was an Intercontinental title match and two guys are in it and one of the guys gets hurt, they replace the guy with somebody else. That replacement is probably going to win the title. And that's usually what happens with the WWE. If they can't deliver on one of the matches that they promised, they're going to replace it with somebody, and that somebody is going to win a title. They're going to do a title change as kind of a consolation prize for not getting the match that was advertised, which was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Do you think Brock was going to beat Roman tonight? I don't.
I don't either, which is why this
makes
makes
it
it a little more
finish.
surprising. Like, Brock has nothing to do with this match, and he kind of comes in unrelated. Now he's the champion on the brand, and like establishes all these new feuds and all these new things that it's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
weird.
I'm upset. I'm right for it because
people are not happy about Big E losing tonight.
I don't like Big E losing, and I don't like going back to the Brock Lesnar show where he shows up when he feels like it, and like everybody's just watching to see when he loses. I thought when Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar, like the whole audience kind of acknowledged, like, yeah, we don't like Brock Lesnar like coming and going as he pleases and just suplexing people in matches and winning. I thought we all kind of decided we're done with that. But I guess with Roman Reigns out, WWE looks at it as like, well, okay, Roman's gone, so Brock is number one, so Brock runs over everybody. It's like if they inserted Roman into that match, Roman would have just, smashed everybody and won. It's just a pecking order.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was established clearly at Survivor Series when Roman beat Big E that Roman is on a higher level than Big E and everybody else in the WWE. And, you know, just the entrances for that match, you kind of felt the difference between everybody else and Brock Lesnar. Everybody gets, you know, their music. They come out, Seth freaking Rollins, Big freaking E, Bobby freaking Lashley, Kevin freaking Owens. And then Brock freaking Lesnar comes out at the end, and it's kind of like, oh, Daddy's home. Here's Daddy. I'm going to come and smash all you guys. They all look intimidated. They're not looking at each other. They're all kind of looking at Brock like, oh, geez, here comes Brock. And the match really didn't matter unless Brock Lesnar was doing stuff. When Brock Lesnar was suplexing Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins at the beginning of the match mattered. When Brock Lesnar was taking a spear through the barricade and then disappeared, the rest of the guys were wrestling, and you didn't really care about the match because you knew that the finish was going to come with Brock Lesnar involved in some shape or form. I don't know. I figured he was probably going to win, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I was sure that whatever happened, the finish was going to be something involving Brock, and then they were going to have a finish, either Brock winning or losing or whatever. But this was a little disappointed the way they executed it, sacrificing Big E in this way. The New Day killer, Brock Lesnar, has now taken the WWE title from 2 out of the 3 members of the New Day. He ended Kofi's run, and tonight he ends Big E's run. Similar fashion, F5, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. I want to give a shout-out to Patrick C. Hamilton. Sorry, John. I just want to shout out Patrick C. Hamilton dropping a super chat. He says, thanks for everything, helping us survive 2021. Thank you, Patrick, for dropping a super chat. Patrick is watching us. Ray Cruz is watching us right now. Shout out to all the members watching us. Become a member. Join.ringsidereport.net. Doug Hepburn watching as well. Click that join button beneath me if you haven't already. This is day 1 of 2022, and we are here, the first show of the new year for you on the Ringside Report Network. Sorry, John, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, just your idea that Xavier's going to win the Rumble. You think that chance now increases now that we have possibly Brock and Xavier now?
We'll know how it ends. We'll know how Xavier's title reign would end. And Kofi never came back from that Brock loss.
No.
He's never been the same since.
He's never been a main eventer again, and I don't think they'll ever make Big E a main eventer. They completely fumbled this title run. They tried to... I mean, I'm not even going to say they tried to make him a main eventer. They didn't try to make him a main eventer. They made him the Money in the Bank guy, and then they had him win the title on Raw to pop a rating. But really, they had no intentions of ever doing anything significant with Big E. He took loss after loss on Raw, on Survivor Series, and non-title matches. Left and right, this guy was losing as WWE Champion. They made very little effort into building him to be a next-level star, and that's why when he's standing there in the ring and Brock Lesnar shows up, it just doesn't look like he can compete. It doesn't look like anybody can compete because they've put everybody on a certain level. Brock and Roman are up here, and then there's everybody else. And that's what we saw here again tonight. Seth didn't look like a star. Bobby didn't look like a star. Kevin certainly didn't look like a star. And Big E just looked like another one of the guys. He didn't look like the WWE champion. He didn't look like he mattered. And that is the culmination of Big E's run. It ends tonight, and they have accomplished 0 with him. Absolutely nothing. And it's completely their fault and their booking of Big E as champion. It is a complete dropping of the ball from the WWE once again. You wonder why they can't make new stars. It's because they can't book for shit. And that's what they did again tonight. They just completely botched the booking of Big E. And, you know, they did it because why? Because Brock and Roman. They sacrifice everything and everybody in this company for Roman and Brock because it's the Roman and Brock show. Even when Roman can't show up, it's still about Roman Reigns. And Roman has COVID, by the way. We wish Roman a speedy recovery. cheering Roman Reigns having COVID there, I think, is what's happening. Roman not on the show tonight, but, I mean, we're not done with Roman and Brock, right? If anybody thinks, well, Brock's WWE champion, so I guess he's on Raw now, and they're going to drop that several month-long program, the thing they've been running since SummerSlam in August, they're not just going to drop that now because Roman wasn't able to make the match tonight. Roman and Brock will still happen, and now maybe it'll be a unification match. Like, you know, if they did Roman and Brock at WrestleMania and it was a unification match, I might care. Not really because of Roman and Brock, because we've seen this match so many times, but if they're going to unify the WWE and Universal Championship, I'd be into that. I'd like to see Roman would obviously win, but I'd like to see that play out and see how they would work Roman on both shows or whatever.
Isn't that
a unification match is not bad. I don't like two champions. One champion would be better.
It's true. I mean, you wonder about like scheduling and also the two TV networks. But,
yeah.
Isn't it kind of funny though about the WWE? You know, this like last minute card change happens. Roman can't show up, so they would then decide to fundamentally change the how the business works. It's like, okay, Roman can't make this match. All right, eventually we'll have a unifying title match. Like that was never in the cards.
No.
And now it's possible now.
That was not the plan. The plan's completely changed today.
And now the whole business will change.
Yeah, I don't know what they were planning for WrestleMania, what they were planning for Roman and Brock. I figured Roman would still be Universal Champion after tonight. Didn't expect Brock Lesnar to walk away WWE Champion. But they had to change things up. I'd say it was the match of the night. New Day and the Usos had a hell of an opener, but I've seen those guys wrestle so many times, I just can't get up for it. I can't care too much because of the Brock factor, because of the match being just a wild kind of ride. I would say that the main event was the match of the night. But disappointing finish. John, are you disappointed at all with the run of Big E and how they ended, or do you think, it was time?
I mean, do you think it was going to get any better? Like, I have no faith in it actually improving at any point. Like, if anything, it was probably just going to be a disappointing loss in the end. So, at least with this, like, you lose to Brock, it's not that really bad. I mean, you're losing to probably the best guy they have right now. So, kind of makes a lot of sense. And again, like, it kind of helped with this. They were in a spot. They needed something big, so they went with this. I'd rather they didn't do something like this, but am I surprised? Not really, because they change their shows, like, the afternoon of that day usually. So, their long-term storylines, like, they just kind of wing it a lot of the times, I find.
Throwing Brock Lesnar into this match, he had to win. Is there any way you put Brock in this match and he doesn't win?
Well, it's a five-way, right? I mean, he doesn't have to take the loss, right? So, I mean, they could have easily done something with Paul Heyman or have the Usos come out.
I honestly thought Paul Heyman was going to come down and, like, distract Brock or do something that would have taken Brock out of the finish. I was expecting that because I thought Heyman was such a focal part of the storyline with Roman. So if Roman's not there, Heyman surely would be. Or even the Usos. The Usos wrestled earlier.
Yeah.
But there was no acknowledgement or involvement about that at all. So Brock just wins. It just feels weird. Like it's taking a guy from a completely different movie and having him, win another movie.
Yeah, he wasn't involved in any of this. He wasn't involved in the Owen Seth thing. He wasn't involved with anything with Bobby or Big E.
It's like you're watching a James Bond movie and then Batman shows up.
Yeah, it's weird. It came out of nowhere. And then Brock wins. It's like, well, this isn't your movie to win, Brock. You're just a guest star in this show. No, I'm the lead now.
Yeah.
No, you're just a guest. It's and Brock Lesnar. It's starring Big E, starring Seth Rollins, starring Bobby Lashley, starring Kevin Steen as Kevin Owens, and special guest star Brock Lesnar. The special guest star doesn't come in and like, well, I'm the lead of the show now, and Big E, you're not on the show anymore. Actually, it's just my show. That doesn't happen. Does not happen. But that's what happened tonight. It's strange.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar became Urkel all of a sudden.
Derek John says Big E could win it back at the Royal Rumble. Derek John acknowledging me. Acknowledge me, Derek John. I did say Brock was going to win the title. I said it earlier tonight before the match even happened, and Derek said, probably not. And I would disagree with you, Derek. I don't think that Big E is going to win it back at the Rumble. John, what do you think? I don't think Big E wins it back in 2022. Big E is not champion or Universal Champion again this year or next year or maybe ever again, but certainly not in the next 12 months. Big E does not regain the title. Big E is not in a main event of WrestleMania. He'll probably be on the card, but maybe in the Andre Battle Royal. Thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, everyone loves what you just said right there. Good.
That was great. Andre Battle Royal.
So good.
Thank you. Yeah. Go, John. Tell me.
But given the fact that they just winged this one right now, I'm sure they're not really sure what they're doing for Monday night. So who knows what could happen Monday? It's hard to say right now what's going to go down. They have clearly no idea what they're doing right now. So
flying by the seat of their pants right now. I mean, things are changing all the time. I don't think Brock loses it tomorrow night not tomorrow night. I'm used to pay-per-views being on Sunday.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Right? Didn't it feel like a Sunday all day today? It's weird. It's
It'll be Sunday soon.
It's like a holiday. Yeah, I understand, John. I understand how time works, and it's Saturday. But didn't it feel like a Sunday all day to you? It did to me. Because WWE pay-per-views tonight, I knew we were doing the show. I was like, is it Sunday today? But it's Saturday. I don't like these Saturday pay-per-views. They confuse me.
Yeah, it throws me off.
That's right.
I usually think it's AEW on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they did Big E any favors tonight. Brock Lesnar becoming WWE Champion is a weird thing to do at this point when he's feuding with the Universal Champion. I don't see them just having Brock drop the belt before he faces off with Roman, because then that lowers his stock with Roman. Right? They want to keep him strong, keep his stock high. I don't see him losing the championship now. So he's going to be involved in some sort of unification program with Roman. I don't know. But I would guess that it'd be Brock and Roman at the Royal Rumble. Of all the people dropping out last weekend due to COVID, Roman was not among them. He gets COVID. Seth Rollins said he had COVID. He wasn't on Raw Monday night. Somehow he's on the pay-per-view on a Saturday. Apparently you only have to isolate for 5 days or something if you have COVID now. So maybe Seth isolated a bit, took a test, tested negative, and Seth freaking Rollins is back. Crazy.
Yeah, but he had to take 2 tests, though, if I'm not mistaken. He had to take a test the day before and today.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Yes, Becky as well.
I guess you can get over this COVID pretty quick, though. Good for Seth. Good to see him on the show. They didn't have to change too much of the show, right? Except for the Brock and Roman match. Everything else was as advertised. I know.
People are happy about it.
People love it. People love when it's as advertised.
Was Seth supposed to win that match then? If Big E drops the belt tonight, we could assume Big E was always supposed to drop the belts. And then we figured
Kevin was supposed to win tonight. Damn, we got screwed.
I thought it was maybe Seth.
Imagine. That would have been great. I don't think Seth was supposed to win.
Seth freaking.
Maybe Bobby was supposed to win. Because you see Bobby and Brock, they had a bit of a stare down after the match. Bobby was kind of staring at Brock, and Brock was staring at Bobby. And Bobby had the most over on Brock. Bobby was the one that speared Brock through the barricade. Bobby also hit a spear on Brock. Remember, Brock hit F5s on Kevin and Big E and Seth, and then Bobby runs in, boom, spear, and that was a false finish there. 1, 2, and Brock kicked out, but that was close.
Yep.
Right? Bobby looks strongest against Brock, which makes me wonder, have they scrapped the Roman thing, and are they just going with Bobby and Brock now? What is going on? It felt like they were starting something with Bobby and Brock. Unless they do Bobby and Brock tomorrow on Raw, have Bobby beat him, and then... But I just don't see that, because, the Roman thing, they're not going to have Brock lose to anybody. unless Roman interferes and costs Brock a match, right? That could always happen. The only way Brock loses is if Roman costs him the match. But then if that happens, when Brock wrestles Roman, he will beat Roman out of revenge, probably. I don't know.
Or not.
Or not, because it's Roman and he's Superman, you know?
He wins.
I don't know. They do build Roman like he's this super strong guy that never, ever loses. The only thing that could take him down is COVID, which, it's taking a lot of people down, a lot of dead. So rest in peace, Roman. Hope you're all right. John, what do you think now? Brock, Bobby? Brock, Roman? Does Brock drop the belt before a match with Roman for the Universal title? Or is it title versus title, some sort of title unification? How do they play this out, man? It's weird. It's a really weird scenario that we find ourselves in tonight. One that, no one really expected.
And the whole thing about Brock being a free agent. So is he now a member of the Raw roster? He's their champion.
I have no answers.
And I really don't think the WWE does either.
Yeah, they probably don't know either. John?
There's a lot of questions here because, Brock only works a limited amount of dates, and they were limited to SmackDowns. Now you want to put him on both shows? That sounds like someone's going to get a brand new contract or something.
Or Fox is going to be calling Vince and be like, hey, I thought we had exclusive Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Now he's going to show up on the USA Network? That doesn't work for us, brother. Not feeling that. Oh, Rupert's not feeling that, brother.
I don't know. Matthew Henley saying Bobby will win the Rumble. It'll be Roman, Brock, and Bobby at Mania in the triple threat. I mean, that could happen. Bobby winning the Rumble. I mean, yeah,
I can see it.
Better than Drew McIntyre win the Rumble.
Yeah. Bobby versus Brock one-on-one is something you've wanted to see for a long time, right? People have been excited about that match. We got a taste of it tonight. Unexpected. Do you think we see that?
Yeah, it feels like we'll get it.
Do you think we see it?
I can see it at the Rumble.
Yeah, one-on-one. Bobby versus Brock.
Not even Big E. Does Big E even get a rematch?
Nah.
He doesn't even get a one-on-one?
Kofi didn't.
No, he didn't, but...
Forget him. Back of the line, he's going to have to wrestle,
wrestle Seth.
Dominic Mysterio or something. He'll lose to Dominic next week.
Just put him back together with Kofi and Woods.
Not much going for those guys either.
Yeah, but just keep them together.
As weird as it makes Raw now, it does make Raw much more interesting because you want to know what's going to happen now.
I guess, but at the same time, it's Brock Lesnar. There's not too many possibilities, It's just he's not going to be there on Raw.
Yeah, he might not be on Raw.
And, someone will cut a promo saying, I'm here every week. Brock Lesnar's not here. And they're going to act like it's a big shoot.
Yeah.
And then Brock Lesnar shows up, does a few German suplexes, wins, and, continues. That's the thing about Brock. It's just, he makes things interesting because he's a powerhouse, but just his lack of, consistency and also his just its limited range in matches, it just doesn't make for the most compelling TV. Whoa. Yeah, that's right.
It gets old. It gets old. You know? It gets old a little quick with Brock. The matches are fun when it's once in a while, but him as a champion and not showing up and the whole show being about nothing because there's no champion to go after, it gets old pretty fast, especially if your champion doesn't show up on the show that you're on and is really more interested in feuding with the champion from the other show, Roman Reigns. Brock has won the title of a show that he's not invested in, that he's got no feuds with anybody. He just entered a match with all the top guys on the show and beat them all easily.
Like they were nothing.
What is there for him to do on Raw? Unify the belts, get rid of them, who cares? Because he just beat all the top guys on Raw with ease. It wasn't difficult for him to toss Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens around. They're the two top guys. Bobby Lashley hit him with his spear, and Brock kicked out. Big E tried to hit the big ending on Brock. Brock slipped out, hit the F5, and put Big E down for the count. I don't see anybody on Raw being a legitimate threat to Brock Lesnar because he just beat everybody. So now he goes on the show to what? Beat them again individually? Why? I mean, Kevin won't get an individual match with Brock probably. Maybe Seth will get another one. Seth beat him the last time they wrestled. Do you think Seth? I mean, this is the problem with the WWE. They can't make anybody. Even Seth is less valuable now than when he beat Brock Lesnar. The only guy who could beat Brock Lesnar and retain any value is Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar. How's his value? He wrestled Madcap Moss tonight, and it took him a while to beat him. Wasn't easy for him. Took him a while. Should have been a squash. Brock Lesnar beat Big E, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and Kevin Owens in less time than it took Drew McIntyre to beat Madcap Moss.
A man who wears suspenders and a belt.
Too much to hold up his pants. Those pants are falling, baby. But you know what I mean? That's pathetic. This is where, they lifted Drew McIntyre up at a certain point, and look where he is now. Awful. It's just bad. They can't build anybody. And then we're just stuck with Brock again, top of the mountain, on a show with a bunch of jabronis. Raw is just a bunch of jabronis and Brock Lesnar now. Because he just beat everybody. Nobody's on his level. Who gives a shit?
Well, another thing, though, they got to take into consideration, Brock doesn't really wrestle on TV. Pretty much when he wrestles, it's only at pay-per-views, so that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really going to be hard to get the championship off of him.
Yeah, they've dug themselves into a deep, deep hole that I thought they got themselves out of. I thought when, Brock had that long run where he wasn't showing up.
They're going back. January 29th is the next time we'll see Brock Lesnar in the ring. We have 4 weeks away from the Royal Rumble. January 29th in St. Louis. That's the next time you'll see Brock Lesnar in the ring. Will he drop the WWE title there?
How?
I don't know. I have no idea.
This was the best opportunity to, not have him be champion.
Yeah.
And now it's because he made all the guys, in that match, look like garbage. No one's going to beat him one-on-one.
Not any of those Raw
Even
jabronis.
with interference, he's, especially from Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar's not losing one-on-one.
Well, Heyman is on Brock's side now, I think. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Roman.
Yeah. Roman fired Wise
God
Man.
Damn.
It's not good. It's not good. The match was probably match of the night, but that's because the rest of the show was pretty lackluster. Was this your favorite match tonight, John? Usos and New Day probably had a better match, but it's just not that exciting to watch. Usos beat the New Day in the opener. It was one of the longer matches on the card, and it was pretty good, but, we've seen them wrestle a million times. Usos won with a 3D, which was a little surprising, but other than that, kind of been there, done that with these guys. Good match, but nothing we haven't really seen before. The Fatal Five-Way only lasted about 8.5 minutes, but it was exciting from top to bottom. So that's my match of the night. Is it your match of the night too? Yeah?
I guess so, yeah. But it left a really sour taste in my mouth.
Johnny?
The 5-way, to me, that was kind of what should have happened throughout the night. Just have a match, action-packed. Don't have it drag. I felt all the other matches, just take 5 minutes away from those matches. They're much better. Every match just kind of dragged, except for the main event.
Yeah, it did feel like they were stretching for time. Like that Edge-Miz match. Too long.
10 minutes too long, actually.
Yeah. Miz is still just bad. He's not convincing.
Edge was trying.
Yeah, Edge was trying, but there's a limit to what he can do. And he looked a little slow towards the end of the match, too. He looked like he was slowing down. He was trying with the Miz, but there's only so much you can do. And, they needed their wives to spice that match up. Right?
I thought it was weird with that, though.
I mean, it was weird. It was weird in the execution. I think the idea was good. Maurice coming out, she looked like $1 million. I mean, that was one of the higher points of the match. At least you could look at Maurice.
It's not good.
They had a good false finish.
I mean, she looked great. Her outfit was great. I'm saying Maurice is beautiful. Miz hit Maurice hit Edge at one point. The false finish there. Maurice hit Edge behind the ref's back. Miz hit the skull-crushing finale. I thought it was over, but it was just a 2 count. Beth Phoenix, Edge's wife, comes out, former WWE, WWE Hall of Famer and legend and champion. Beth Phoenix comes out. She stands on the stage for a long time. And you wonder why. And then her music hits, and then she walks down to the ring. She comes out super pissed with, like, new hair and, like, an angry jacket.
It says Betty.
Yeah, and she looks all mad, and she wants revenge on Maurice, but she's not going to go until her music hits, which is going to take a while. If you're that pissed, go to the ring. Forget your music. You're pissed. Your husband's getting hit in the face by this Jezebel Maurice. You don't go after her. You don't chase her down. You don't hit her with the glam slam. You got to wait till that music hits because it's all fake, and you got to do your entrance because it's a stupid wrestling show. Fuck off.
I always thought when wrestlers were angry, they would say, cut my music.
But she had to come out. She had to play her music before she walked to the ring because she's mad at Maurice, but she's not that mad. She wants to hear that music. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. She comes out. She chases off Maurice. No physical contact with Maurice. Maurice just runs from her. Beth then just stands there. Miz stares at her because that's what happens when you're in a wrestling match. You just stare at people ringside. Turn your back on your opponent. Miz, of course, turns around and gets hit with a spear. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Thankfully, Edge and Beth celebrated after the match. We'll probably get Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth at the Royal Rumble or something, which will be probably worse than this.
They could stretch it to Mania.
This was not good. Yeah, they could stretch it to Mania. I mean, fuck it. Why not? Who cares? This sucked. Miz is so bad. And Beth Phoenix taking forever on the stage. Like, I like seeing Beth Phoenix. I like Beth Phoenix. I'm a big fan. She's awesome. You know, Maurice is great, whatever. But the execution of it was bad. And because the match lasted 20 minutes and sucked so hard, I really, I didn't care that much when Beth showed up. I was like, yeah, about time, Beth. Like, Maurice hit Edge like 10 minutes ago. What took you so long? It's not like Maurice hits Edge and Beth is right out there. It's like, 10 minutes later, Beth decides she's seen enough. She's going to come out. But you better hit her music. Not great.
Yeah.
Match was bad.
Like, Miz, just...
Go away, Miz.
Doing the same stuff.
Go dance with the stars again, you jabroni.
Like, well over 10 years now, and it's just...
Not convincing.
Looks the same, just that over-the-top... Like I was telling you, I think my least favorite Miz move is that DDT he does, where he does that big leg swing.
Yeah.
It's just this over-the-top theatrical, and the fact that he's just been doing the same stuff since like 2011, it just shows he doesn't put any effort.
It's garbage.
Into his craft. He doesn't. He just thinks, "Oh, I got it," and like just does the same thing over and over again.
He
like
does
his
nothing.
Figure 4 is dog shit.
He does nothing.
It's always been dog shit.
He takes no bumps. He has no cool offensive maneuvers. Everything he does looks fake as fuck. He should be ashamed of himself that he's still a wrestler. It's terrible. What an awful match with Edge tonight. Just terrible.
He brings his opponents down. Like, Edge has been having really good matches. Edge has been having like the best matches on the card since we've been watching. Like, he had a great match with Seth at Hell in a Cell. Like one of his Randy matches. Like, Edge has been really, stepping up. But just Miz is one of those wrestlers
That's it.
Brings the guy down.
And we knew this would happen because
insurmountable.
This is the Miz. This is what happens. Edge is a great wrestler. Edge has been having great matches, but no one can have great matches with the Miz except for Bryan Danielson because he's so great. But even then, it was a stretch because the Miz is fucking awful. Always has been, always will be. Another example of it tonight.
And he just has that look
embarrassing
of like he doesn't
performance.
think his shit stinks.
No, I'm sure he thinks he had a great match.
Yeah, he's a real wrestler.
Dog shit match. Dog shit. John, what do you think of the match? Edge tried, but did not succeed.
Well, again, the main problem with this was the fact that it was 20 minutes. It should have been 10 minutes.
Yep.
I don't think it's as. Yeah, thank you. I'm right. I just don't think it's as bad. Like, it just seemed like it really just dragged too long. And you talk about Edge being slow. I thought the Miz was slow. Like you said, Miz like dragged down Edge, so he had to like slow down his speed because the Miz was just slow on everything he was doing.
Miz is terrible. The match was awful. Just awful.
Yeah, it was too bad.
Best part about it was Edge's entrance was way better than the match. Right? The entrance was cool. The Brood entrance, and then the You Think You Know Me as he gets down to the end of the ramp. The entrance was cool. Edge's smile as he comes up through the fire, old school Brood smile with the old school shades.
Yeah.
That was cool. But then as soon as the bell rang, fucking Miz was there. Ugh. I think Maurice and Beth Phoenix would have had a better 20-minute match than this shit.
Yeah.
Goddamn
Old
awful.
school.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Maurice is really bad.
Yeah, Maurice is actually a worse wrestler than her husband, which is amazing. Amazing.
Actually, Maurice's DDT is better than Miz's.
Yeah, but overall,
Maurice
Maurice
had a
is...
very nasty
20
Come
minutes.
on. 20 minutes of
Can't do
Maurice?
20 minutes.
No.
Well, maybe back in 2009.
No, she could not. Get the fuck out of
Not
here.
even then.
That's ridiculous. Well, what are you going to do? This pay-per-view sucked, John.
Yeah, it was not good.
What are we giving this thing out of 10?
Well, like I said before, like it started bad, but it got better though. Like I really liked Becky and Liv. I know you guys weren't big fans of that one, but I really thought it was a good match.
Okay, but overall, what are we doing? Let's give it a grade on 10.
Again, like the ending helped a lot. I think I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 5.
Give it a 3.
Oh.
Wow, that bad? Like,
Brutal. It wasn't that bad.
Brock left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like all the video packages of like the biographies of wrestlers just to obviously pad time. That I took as a bit of an insult. No Vince. No, nothing unexpected tonight.
Expect the unexpected, pal.
I did not like the Becky Liv match. Liv also, that over-the-top selling that I can't stand. We'll get into that.
Liv can't sell for shit. She's terrible.
Drew and Madcap,
Yeah, that's true. It was bad stuff.
Yeah, and also, you know what match really sucked? RK Bro versus Street Profits. That match was awful and just dragged.
Boring.
And like the Street Profits were working as heels. It was just clunky. And then the finish where we all hug because we're all baby faces. We like each other.
Yeah.
And everything was meant to serve Randy. Also, the Migos loves Randy. Randy gets the win. Just, this is a 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit on this pay-per-view. 5, I think I'm being nice because I like when Brock Lesnar throws people around. I like when Brock tosses people around. We had a WWE title change, and I liked Usos and New Day. And the pay-per-view wasn't that long. I think that's what helps. Like, the pay-per-view started at 8 p.m., and it ended just about 11, right? Maybe even before.
A little before.
Like, it was like an under 3-hour pay-per-view, which to me is like, ideal. That's what we're trying to do here, guys. Yes, thank you. 3 hours max. Under 3 hours, like a little under 3 hours, thank you very much. I know we had a match cut from the pay-per-view. It wasn't supposed to be this short, but who gives a fuck, I mean, the fact that it was under 3 hours, I was very happy with because lately these WWE and AEW pay-per-views are too goddamn long. Don't give me a 4 hour plus AEW. Tony Khan, I'm looking at you. 4 hour plus over there, buddy. Too long, these freaking pay-per-views. So under 3 hours, that's why I give it a 5 because, I didn't like it, but it was shorter than Raw, and Brock Lesnar threw people around. So I'm going to give it 5 on 10 because of the shortness of the pay-per-view. It was not great, but at least it didn't take that long to sit through. Doug
Felt like it though.
Doug Hepburn giving it a 5.5 on 10. Derek John a 4.5. He says he liked the beginning and end of the pay-per-view. The rest sucked. I agree. Anthony McDonough out in England. Real late out there. He says 5 on 10. The beer got me through. There you go. You need something to get you through. You got beer. We got reefer, whatever. Ray Cruz giving it a 4 on 10. Says it was a boring POV. The point of view was boring. I think he meant PPV, pay-per-view, but POV is something else. It's a point of view.
It's not PPV anymore though. Now they said
his PPV,
Special event.
In his POV, the PPV, SUCKED. Yeah, what do they call it?
Premium live event.
Yes.
Premium.
This is no longer a pay-per-view. They're called premium live events.
PLEs.
The PLEs. You think that'll stick? Play.
They'll force it. Like, I think it's terrible, but they'll force it.
Do you think they'll force it so much where we'll actually start calling them premium live events? Oh, it's another premium live event. Like, are we going to talk about AEW premium live events? That's just going to be the parlance of the day now in wrestling, premium live events.
I like special events.
We all say pay-per-view, PPV, but are we going to start saying premium live events? I don't know, man, but Vince, he gets those words in there, and those phrases, you know, they work. People just adopt them. I could see myself calling things premium live events. I like it.
Luxurious.
I mean, I kind of like it. It's premium. It's live. It's an event. I like especially the premium. I like things that are premium because that seems, you know, like a cut above. Like, you've been to a live event, garbage. This is a premium live event. The seats are cushy. They give you free drinks, you know, free refills or something. Premium,
Yeah,
baby.
well, they won't do that.
Premium. This is Ringside Report Premium from now on. We are now Ringside Report Premium. This is a premium Ringside Report show. WWE Premium. We're Ringside Report Premium. Oh, Doug's son, Nick, giving it a 1.5 out of 10. Oh, boy. That's a shitty rating. Nick didn't like
rough.
it. Oh, you're giving it a 3. A lot of people giving it 4s.
Right.
5.5, 4.5.
Welcome to my world.
I'm giving it a 5. Johnny, you are being very generous, giving it a 6. You're giving it the highest rating of anyone. You usually rate WWE pay-per-views higher than you should, though. I don't know. You got a WWE bias in you, I think. A little bit.
But you kind of actually made my points, though.
You always, like, whenever we give the ratings on 10, have you noticed this? Our ratings for WWE pay-per-views are always a little lower than Johnny's. Like, he'll always hit us over by a point or two, you know, for WWE shows. But then when it's AEW time, it's like we'll give a pay-per-view an 8, and Johnny will be like 7, 6. You know, like, you rate AEW pay-per-views a little lower than we tend to, which is weird. And the WWE pay-per-view is like I think you're a WWE guy, and you're a little bit of an AEW hater, closeted. Like, you love AEW, you like it, but I think you secretly have a bias towards WWE. Because you always rank their pay-per-views a little higher than you should, I think.
It's a subconscious
bias.
And
you rank AEW pay-per-views a little lower than you should sometimes. No? You don't think?
Well, I think what helps a lot is the fact that WWE ends their pay-per-views before 3 hours, and AEW always goes over 4 hours.
Very rarely do they do that.
If Roman was on this card, this would be a much longer pay-per-view.
Yeah, if Roman was on the card, the Brock and Roman match would have been about 8 minutes, but this Fatal 4-Way would have been about 20, 25 maybe, and the pay-per-view probably would have ended around 11:30. If Roman's on this card, I'm thinking this thing goes around 3.5 hours. So you're lucky Roman got the Rona because this thing got short. But usually they're longer than 3 hours, John. You know that. They start at 7 usually too, don't they?
It depends.
They've been starting at 7. They go 7 till 11. Tonight it started at 8. But usually they start at 7.
Also, maybe there was supposed to be a Charlotte versus Toni Storm match tonight. Who knows?
No.
Maybe.
Oh, no. Okay.
There wasn't?
Tony Storm's gone.
Well,
Well,
no,
yeah, we know
but
that, John,
There was
but
supposed to
Maybe
be.
they were going to do that because how come Charlotte didn't wrestle tonight?
No, but they did the match like on SmackDown already. Like, what?
Could have done a rematch.
Yeah, that happens. We saw this on Raw, but now it's on the pay-per-view.
Like, if anything, they probably could have done like Nakamura and Sami Zayn, but Nakamura wasn't doing any of the live events, so maybe
Oh,
there's something up with Nakamura.
I see.
No.
Silent by Deadly giving it a 6.5, so higher even than Johnny. Somebody likes this stuff even more than Johnny does. There you go. There you go. Johnny, you really like the Becky Lynch Liv Morgan match. Liv hit a hell of a sunset flip powerbomb thing there. That was crazy off the top rope. That was really nice.
Yep.
But, she hit some nice moves. But again, that character, the promos are never good, and her selling in the match it just doesn't work, she's not believable. And as a babyface, one of the main things you need is to sell to, when your opponent hits you with some shit, you're supposed to convey to the audience that you're really hurt and that, they should have sympathy for you. And when Liv Morgan is hurt, I never believe it. I never buy it. Like, her acting is just not very good.
She bumps like a jobber.
Like, athletically, she's not terrible. She hits some moves, but it's the in-between stuff that's kind of missing with her. And I think it's why, when I watch her, I just kind of tune out, because it's like, move, trying to sell but failing to sell, and then another move, and then, it's over. I don't know.
I feel like she bumps like a jobber. Like,
what do you mean?
Like when Becky did like that leg drop while like Liv was hanging on the rope, she like bounced down on the ground and then she did that like thing like where she kind of like like she like stunned and she like bounces in the air like it's a very like 90s 80s kind of like way of selling. You know what I mean?
It just doesn't work.
You hit it. You know what I'm
like
talking about?
A little cartoonish.
Yeah, the little
stumbly bumbly,
and then you fall like a flare flop kind of thing. Like she did that, and I was just like, ugh.
No one really falls like that if they're hurt for real. That's the thing.
It's meant to just go, whoa, that guy really hit me because I'm a jobber, and I meant to like make the other guy look strong.
It's cartoonish. It's not believable. Yeah. It's cartoonish selling. I don't know who taught her, but it's weird.
Well, she was a jobber for a long time.
Becky winds up beating Liv Morgan after hitting her rock bottom thing. It looked like Becky was looking for the bottom ropes with her feet. I think Becky was supposed to cheat to win and put her feet on the bottom ropes, but she was too far from the ropes, so she just kind of won clean. I think Becky was supposed to cheat to win there, but she didn't, and then she just winds up winning the match with no cheating, which, as you know, John, that's kind of a big deal. If your opponent is supposed to cheat to beat you, but then they wind up beating you clean because they screwed up, like Liv could be pissed. If you do this to Shawn Michaels in 1995, there's a fight. Things are happening. Shawn's going bananas. This is a thing where, Hulk Hogan would have done this on purpose. Like Hulk Hogan's watching Becky Lynch tonight and going, "Oh, brother, that's a classic move."
I did that.
Yeah, brother, I'll take care of you. I'll put my feet on the ropes, brother. Hey, I'm not gonna put my feet on the. Oh, sorry, brother, I missed the ropes. I guess I had to beat you clean tonight, brother. I missed the ropes. Sorry, brother.
I'll give it back to you.
Becky Lynch tonight. Sorry, Liv Morgan, brother. I didn't mean to beat you clean there, brother, but I missed the ropes there. Get you next time, pal.
I love it if Becky
imagine
like that.
if Becky did that shit on purpose. She's like, fuck you, Liv Morgan. I'm not gonna cheat to win. I'm not gonna make you look strong here. I'm just gonna beat you with my finish. I don't know. I don't think she meant to do that, but hey, that's how it worked out.
She had a little look of not panic, but when she realized her feet weren't touching up, she had a look up of oh shit.
I don't know. She kind of looked like her feet were going for the ropes. And she didn't get him, and she's like, they're not there. And she's like, fuck it, we're in the pin here. Well, I guess I'm winning clean. Oh, well. What do you think of the finish, John? It was, clearly they were not supposed to do that.
I don't think it really hurts it that much, though. It's fine that Becky wins like that. She is a stronger character, wrestler in every way, so it's fine. The fact that Liv got to have a competitive match, that's enough of a win for her, I think, in my opinion. She doesn't need that out in the sense she cheated. She cheated the last time. It's over now. Just move on from this match. Liv, I thought, had a good experience with this. She can learn from this. That's all you really need. It's nice that Becky's cheating. As a heel, heels should cheat, but they don't always have to cheat. She's just better in the end.
Yes, but I agree. But clearly, the intention and the planned finish was for Becky to cheat, and that is not what happened in the match.
Yeah, because now the feud can't really continue.
No, because Becky ended it. Becky won.
Liv has no claim.
Becky beat her clean. Liv could come out Monday on Raw and say, oh, well, Becky put her feet on the ropes. She cheated to win. She can't really beat me. I took her to the limit, and she can't win. Now Liv can't say any of that because Becky beat her clean. Right? And clearly, if you look at Becky and you look at the finish of that match, Becky was supposed to put her feet on the ropes. She was just too far from the ropes and couldn't get there. Right?
Right. It's too bad, but it doesn't really change too much. I find like Liv can still come back because like the Raw women's division isn't very deep, so even if like she has to work her way back up, it wouldn't take that long.
If you're Becky Lynch and they tell you, okay, Becky, you're going over tonight, but you're gonna get your feet on the ropes so you could give Liv an out, do you go back in your locker room and say, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna miss the ropes?
What are they going to do to me?
What are they going to do? I'm big-time Bex. I'm going to miss the ropes. I'll act like I'm sorry, but everybody on TV will see the finish of me hitting my finish. 1, 2, 3. No cheating, no nothing. I mean, this is done in pro wrestling, right, John? I mean, this is something that is done many times. You're told, hey, do this finish, and you say, okay, well, I don't really want to make you look that good, so I'm not going to do that finish. I'm going to not put my feet on the ropes. I'm just going to pin you, and you won't know because you'll be getting pinned. You won't see where my feet are. You'll only find out when you walk through the curtain. Deal with it. And then by that time, it's too late. These things do happen. I hope that Becky did it on purpose. I don't know why, but there's just something about... I just love Becky, and I just think that it would be so badass if she was like, yeah, fuck Liv Morgan. I'm not doing that finish.
Her selling sucks.
She sucks. I'm not putting my feet on the ropes. I'm just going to beat her clean. Oh, well. Shit happens. People trying to take my spot, trying to make me look less than. Oh, I can't beat Liv Morgan clean? Really? Watch this. I hope Becky did it on purpose. I don't think she did. It didn't look on purpose, but if you were going to do it on purpose, you better make sure it didn't look on purpose, right? So
that's right. As a petty and vindictive individual, she must try very hard not to appear petty or vindictive.
Exactly.
You know, another thing though, like Liv's got to make sure that she's close to the ropes. Like she kind of put herself out there too far after that slam.
That's right. Liv's got to protect herself too, right? Liv's got to protect herself.
There you go, yeah.
Get near the ropes so that Becky doesn't have that out on the finish. Okay, but if Charlotte was the one, like if this was the finish with Charlotte and Becky does this to Charlotte, it's a fucking problem. Like it's an issue.
There's
right?
a brawl backstage.
Like they fight, Charlotte's
Probably.
escorted out of the building again, you know, like it's a problem. The fact that this happened with Liv, who knows? Maybe Liv will go bananas. Maybe Liv will be the next one to quit the company, follow in Tony Storm's footsteps. Liv will quit too. I'd be pissed if I were Liv. Like, if I'm Liv Morgan, I have, like, probably the match of my career. I'm supposed to have this out on a finish. Becky doesn't get her feet on the ropes, and I just lose clean. I'd be pissed. I think I'd have a right to be pissed. Though. Sure, mistakes happen, but she did get fucked in the finish. End of the night, she gets fucked over in the finish. And Becky can say it was a mistake and it was an accident, but it could also easily have been on purpose. So Liv can think what she wants, but she could also wonder in the back of her mind, did Becky fuck me? Maybe she did.
Okay.
Seth can wonder that
All
too.
Right.
It's possible.
Right? I mean, did Becky fuck her over?
Wonder.
Right? Did Becky fuck her over? Seth wonders that, and then he's like, yeah, she did. We have a kid, obviously she did. But Liv, you know, I wonder if Liv Morgan is wondering tonight, did I just get screwed over by the man? The man screwing everybody over.
I mean, it's how you, for sometimes, it's how you stay on top sometimes,
Well, that's it. That's how you maintain your spot, by doing that along the way. A lot of guys have done it. A lot of women have done it. It's how you stay on top. It's how you maintain your spot. Office tells you to lose, but lose while giving the other person an out. You don't want to do that. You want to look strong. You make your move. It happens. It happens. Oh, I hope Becky is that type of wrestler.
You can apologize, all you want backstage and everything like that.
Yeah, and she can
but
apologize.
How
and
the
say,
audience perceives the wrestler is the most important thing.
Well, that's it. That's it. Becky could say, "Oh, Liv, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Da da da.
Let's get a beer.
I thought I had my feet on the ropes. I slipped off. I don't know. I don't know what happened out there." And then she could go back in the car with Seth, and she'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you, Liv, fucking idiot. She thinks I was gonna do that finish. Yeah, fucking right.
I'm not feeling that, brother.
I'm big time Bex, motherfucker." Seth like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you did that." Yeah, shut the fuck up, Seth.
Just drive.
Just drive, motherfucker. CrossFit, motherfucker. Seth freaking.
I love
freaking.
That's the nature of their relationship.
Seth freaking.
Becky just has no patience.
Yeah, I
Seth.
imagine Becky just like yells,
Colby, shut the fuck up,
"Shut
Colby.
the fuck up, Seth, you fucking..."
Hey, do you want to listen to this new thrash metal album I love?
"No, I don't. Shut the fuck up." "Hey, see Brock Lesnar toss you on your fucking head tonight, huh? Fucking loser."
You wouldn't do that to me.
Yeah, I'd beat the shit out of that Brock Lesnar.
Vince would say go.
Slap him in the face. Anyways, Becky wins. Good for Becky. Johnny Knoxville's going to be in the Royal Rumble, which, what the fuck?
Who cares?
Well, I thought Johnny Knoxville
Drew Carey was in
died.
the Rumble.
Yeah, Drew Carey's more famous and I thought they wouldn't have any more jackass people on after, those Steve-O and Chris Pontius no-sold for Umaga. I thought they would be like, let's not have these guys on. They make our show look bad.
Yeah, remember when Umanga beat the shit out of one of those jackass men?
Both of them.
That was
Steve-O.
pretty good.
They were laughing at him. They weren't selling this Samoan Spike.
And then Umanga fucked them up. I think I hope Johnny Knoxville gets beaten severely in the Royal Rumble. I hope somebody really roughs him up.
He won't be in the match very long. He'll probably
I hope not.
He'll probably get chokeslammed by a returning Kane.
The Rumble is not starting off very well. Who do we have? Johnny Knoxville. Oh, yeah, I remember Jackass. Is that a thing again? Oh, yeah, they're doing another movie. Yeah. I think Eric Andre's in it, though, right?
I think probably for one stunt.
I like Eric Andre. Eric Andre is kind of taking Jackass to the next level, and I don't really need to see Jackass. Eric Andre is his
Eric
own
Andre were the Royal Rumble.
Oh!
I would be like, what the fuck? This is so hyped up.
Got some ranch?
Yeah. It would be his spots would be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Eric Andre
as a ranch guy.
Eric Andre would take a vicious beating. Yeah. And he's also had John Cena and Chris Jericho on his show, so
yeah.
He's got that connection with pro wrestling. Eric Andre would be amazing, but this is WWE all over. They catch on to the trends, but several years too late. Yeah.
If they got Johnny Knoxville in 2002, it'd be oh, okay.
They got Johnny Knoxville 20 years too late, and they got Migos 5 years too late. No one gave a shit about Migos tonight because they're not cool anymore. No one cares.
Didn't they break up?
No, they're together. Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. He says, AJ is in the house. Uh-oh, AJ is in the chat. That's dangerous.
He's upset, too.
Yeah, he's
that's
mad.
not good.
He's mad that I was making fun of Johnny Knoxville, but I don't really care.
Oh, come on now.
What the fuck does AJ know? AJ's references all come from 1982, so his, I'm not
he doesn't know Johnny Knoxville.
I'm not expecting old man AJ to stay current. AJ and Roman Reigns have one thing in common. They both have COVID. Hope you're doing all right, AJ. Roman, whatever. Migos accompanied Riddle and Orton to the ring. Yes, Migos. The Migos, they were at the pay-per-view. They did a little backstage interview. They accompanied Riddle and Orton to the ring. They didn't perform.
No, they did not.
I thought they were going to rap. I thought they were going to sing the song that's the song of the pay-per-view. They have a theme, and it's a Migos song, and they didn't perform it. They just accompanied Riddle and Randy to the ring in their match against the Street Profits, which, you gotta figure Migos would accompany the Street Profits to the ring because they have a similar gimmick. But no, they come out with RK Bro because
Randy's cool.
Randy's a star of wrestling. I guess Randy's the only
They like Randy.
Yeah, he's
it was
the
all
only
about Randy.
recognizable
They weren't
star
that into Riddle. They
on
were
the
more
show.
About Randy.
Other than Brock Lesnar, who do people know on this show? If you're Migos and you're a casual WWE fan, you walk through the locker room, you're like, I don't know Madcap Moss. I know Edge. I know Randy. I know Brock Lesnar, right? So Migos were into that. They do a toss-up RKO. Riddle tosses up Montez. Randy RKOs him. 1, 2, 3. RK Bro retain the Raw Tag Team titles. They celebrate with Migos after the match, and then the Street Profits, who are also a babyface team on Raw, they come in and they celebrate with Migos too, because why not? What a waste of time. Waste of Migos too. Just there.
Yeah, they looked lame.
I didn't like that. Match was bad. Migos was bad. It was all bad.
I thought Randy looked fantastic in this match.
Of course he did.
Yeah, that was the point, which is, this
It was a Randy showcase, right?
And it really shouldn't be, but it
was.
always is.
I thought
Everything
Montez
is
looked pretty
there.
good. That dive that he does over the corner to the outside is amazing.
It is. It's just he does a lot of weird stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's some weird dancing he does during the match, and it's like that's not really necessary right now. Like kind of having like a serious fight, now you're just dancing for no reason.
No, he's not great. He's not great. He does some amazing moves, but, overall, the Street Profits are not my favorite tag team. And they lose to RK Bro tonight in a match that could honestly have been on Raw. There was nothing pay-per-view about that match. Speaking of not pay-per-view quality, Drew McIntyre beats Madcap Moss after a Claymore kick. This match took way too long. This match lasted only 9 minutes and 45 seconds, which is crazy because it feels like it was about 45 minutes long. Right? Didn't it feel like it went on forever?
Mm-hmm.
It did feel long, yeah.
Why did it take Drew that long to beat this jabroni?
He was trying to put him over.
Why?
I think he likes him.
Why would anyone? He's terrible.
Yeah, but they're probably friends, so I think he was trying to help him out.
Get better friends. This guy's pathetic. He's terrible. The fact that this was on the show is offensive. The fact that this was on the show and I had to sit through it for more than 5 minutes is disgusting. It's fucking terrible. Fuck Madcap Moss. This guy wears a belt and suspenders. It makes no sense.
It wasn't safe either. Like that piece of metal just kept
His suspenders were
around.
they clipped off. They were flying around
It's a
everywhere.
safety hazard. If it goes in your eye, it could be really dangerous.
Who cares? Let him lose his eye. Then we
Or
might not.
Drew's.
I don't care. I don't want to see either of these guys wrestle ever again. Ever again. Drew got attacked by Madcap and Corbin backstage. They hit him with a chair, and then they put his neck in a chair, and Corbin grabbed some kind of big metal thing,
Piece of the stage.
And hit the chair with Drew's neck in it, so they broke Drew's neck or trachea or something. Not really, but he needs medical attention. So the Madcap and Corbin feud with Drew McIntyre is not over because now Corbin's going to wrestle Drew McIntyre. Hopefully it's just on SmackDown. We don't have to see another one of these Drew McIntyre pay-per-view matches, but, who knows? Who knows? I know there's a lot of talk of having Drew involved in a Brock Lesnar-Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania, but after tonight, I don't know, man. It took him way too long to beat Madcap Moss. How do you believe this guy in a main event at WrestleMania? Also, the match was garbage. Just garbage. None of these guys can wrestle here. What the hell is going on here? This sucked.
Well, it's like you said before, if this was shorter, this was 4 minutes, I think this would have been more passable. Because it would have made more sense. Drew should just pretty much walk through this guy, but he tried to make him look competitive, and it didn't look good in the end.
It did not look good. Maybe the best thing that happened all pay-per-view was on the pre-show. I don't know if you saw this, Johnny North, but Sheamus and Ridge Holland wrestled Cesaro and Ricochet.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the match was all right. The finish could have been different. I think they should have changed it, but they didn't. So, okay.
Well, they probably did. Probably wasn't supposed to happen that way.
Yeah, I mean, Sheamus should not have won. Sheamus and Ridge Holland wind up winning the match. Ridge Holland was not in this match. So Cesaro has Ricochet, flips Ricochet. Ricochet does a flip, lands right on Ridge Holland's face.
Boot or his knee?
Like his knee and his like shin,
And
right
shin.
in Ridge Holland's face. Ridge comes up bloody, like blood everywhere. Immediately, there's like tons of blood. And then Ricochet kind of puts him in a headlock, walks him into the corner, has him tag out to Sheamus. Ridge rolls out of the ring and is never seen again. They sent him backstage. They said he had a broken nose. But Ridge like took that shit from Ricochet. It didn't work out, and that was it. And then the match continued for like a good 6-7 minutes. This was like a match that was just under 10 minutes. Ridge Holland was in it for what, maybe 90 seconds, 2 minutes at the very most. The rest was just Sheamus wrestling Cesaro and Ricochet by himself, and then he winds up hitting a bro kick on Cesaro and winning. It's like, hey man, when your tag team partner is just like gone, maybe you lose. Maybe they say, okay, well, we have to call an audible here. Ridge has been eliminated from the match, so like, Sheamus, you'll get the win back, but it's 2-on-1. It's a little silly for you to still win, so you're going to lose. But no, they're just like, yeah, fuck it, just bro kick him.
Sheamus pizza.
Still win. Still win. Shouldn't he have lost at that point when Ridge just disappears because his face exploded?
Well, the way I look at it, they were stalling a lot for time because they were probably wondering what was going on, and the referee was probably giving him word if he was going to come back or not. So they were probably talking about it backstage, like, oh, what should they do? And they decided to go with that. So they thought about it, and they still wanted Sheamus to win. So that goes to show how much they like Sheamus and how little they think of Cesaro and Ricochet.
I suppose so, yeah.
Seems like it. I can't come up with any other explanation. Like, they had the opportunity to change the finish. They could have said, okay, Cesaro, hit the neutralizer, pin Sheamus. Hit the neutralizer, Ricochet, do a flip, pin Sheamus.
We'll have the announcers sell it as Sheamus, just couldn't,
yeah, they could have done anything, but they're just like, nah, have Sheamus win, whatever. Keep it going.
Who cares?
Yeah,
it was more important for Sheamus to win, yeah.
Why, though? Why? It's a pre-show match. Like you say, well, it shows you how much they care about Sheamus. Does it? It's a pre-show. It's not like this was a big match that mattered in any way.
It's probably meant to showcase Ridge more than anybody in this match.
Right?
To showcase the tag team, I think. That was the main idea. So maybe Sheamus will get another partner. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think Sheamus gets another partner. Ridge was brought in, and his whole reason to exist was to be Sheamus's partner and friend, right?
Well, he'll have to get a face mask or something, right, for his nose.
Yeah, just like Sheamus had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Ridge, he couldn't keep wrestling. Triple H, tore his quad, broke his trachea, had all sorts of things happen to him. He kept wrestling. I've seen guys wrestle through worse than a broken nose.
Yeah, but it's WWE protocol now, though.
Yeah. They just send him backstage and they give it up altogether. But that was fast.
I mean, I guess he had to get it set,
match. If that was a singles, the match was over right there.
Yeah.
Have you ever broken your nose, John?
Not wrestling. I think playing football one time, that was about it.
You have to get set pretty soon after, or?
It's best to do it right away, yeah.
That's probably why he went
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why he went backstage, to get it taken care of right away. Oof. Did not want that.
Well, Ridge, wishing him a speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully his nose isn't too bad. But it did look pretty rough. Pretty rough there from Rick O'Shea tonight in the opener. And that was WWE Day 1. Just to recap, give you the results. Sheamus and Ridge Holland beat Cesaro and Ricochet in the opener by pinfall. The Usos beat the New Day, defend the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Drew McIntyre beats Madcap Moss. RK Bro defend the Raw Tag Team titles against the Street Profits. Edge beats The Miz with help from Beth Phoenix. Becky Lynch Becky Lynch with the win over Liv Morgan to defend the Raw Women's title, and Brock Lesnar becomes a new WWE champion in a fatal 5-way, hitting the F5 and hitting the 1-2-3 on Big E to become new WWE champion, beating Big E, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar, your new WWE champion.
Boo.
Boo. Angelo Contagonis says, Happy New Year, everyone. He's been a member of the universe for 12 months. Thank you, Angelo. Longtime member, longtime supporter of the team.
Thank you.
Angelo has been a member for a full year, and that is what you all need to do. Become members and remain members forever! Click that join button. If you're watching on a desktop, you can click join right beneath me. Or you can go to join.ringsidereport.net to sign up and become a member of the Ringside Report Network, just like Angelo Contagonis, just like Doug Hepburn, just like Ray Cruz, just like Derek John. A lot of members in the house tonight. Shout out to all the members holding it down, supporting the Ringside Report Network tonight. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Patrick C. Hamilton, of course, member of the team. Patrick C. Hamilton. Patrick is the Super Chat leader of the night. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Doug Hepburn, for dropping Super Chats tonight. Appreciate you guys. And I will be back on Monday night after Raw.
I will not be here.
You will not be here.
That's a shame. This might be my
Brock be
last
there.
in-studio appearance for a little while.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Super Chat.
Due to the curfew circumstances.
Due to the curfew, I mean, because there's a curfew, right? So this guy's sleeping over tonight because
Got my pajamas.
he's got his PJs on. He's sleeping over. We're having a good old-fashioned sleepover because there's a curfew here, so I couldn't drive him home. Usually we do these shows, and I drive him home. But right now, we're not allowed to leave the house. We can't walk around outside. It's illegal. We could be fined more money than we could afford to be fined. It's between $1,500 and $6,000 for a fine for this stupid curfew from the stupid premier. So because we're under curfew, he's not going to be over here every Monday night. We're not going to be doing a sleepover every week now. So he's not going to be here on Monday nights with me. We've been doing the Simon Brothers Monday Night Raw Post Show, but now we're under curfew. It's going to be just me solo Monday nights after Raw, which is not as fun. Not as fun for me. Not as fun for anybody. Not as fun for my son. He likes hanging out, watching Raw with his uncle.
Yeah.
And Francois Legault understands the love between siblings. That guy loves to kiss his sister, yet he wants to keep the Simon Brothers apart.
I don't have that kind of love.
Yeah, not that kind of love. It's unbelievable.
Fraternal.
Unbelievable. So, if you were enjoying the Raw post shows, I hope you still enjoy them. And honestly, I hope you join me and you chat with me and give me somebody to talk to because, I was used to doing them with this guy, but now he's going to be on break because we're under stupid curfew in this stupid province run by a stupid, stupid man. Fucking racist piece of shit. I don't like Francois Legault. Have you noticed? Doug Hepburn dropping the super chat. He says, thanks for the laughs, guys. Dave and Ben. Do a Johnny impression?
Johnny?
Oh, I'm Johnny North. Ty Conti was all bloody last night. Did you see her face? Oh, no, Ty Conti. I love her so much. But Sammy Guevara is kissing her on Twitter. Makes me so mad. Sammy Guevara, I'm happy that Cody Rhodes took your TNT title, you son of a bitch. The Johnny North impression for you.
It is true, though. Cody winning the title was better. Not for that reason, but Cody's just more entertaining.
Of course he is. And the Jacksonville crowd was behind him last night. I know you didn't see the Cody match last night. Cody did retain the TNT title. And the Jacksonville crowd were cheering for Cody. Cody chants, Cody, Cody. Cody was a babyface at Daly's Place.
It's Cody country.
Well, he should be.
Yeah. I like Cody. Angelo
His wife's the heel. It's not him.
His wife isn't a heel.
Wife is awesome.
His wife is awesome. That promo with Dan Lambert on Dynamite was still the best thing I saw all week. Holy shit, that was good. Angelo Catagonis dropping a super chat. $13.99 super chat, I believe, puts him in the lead as the new top super chatter. Thank you, Angelo, once again, my friend. Back at it. Dynamite was good. Rampage was good last night. Darby Allin and Anthony Bowens was fantastic. Like, so good. Anthony Bowens is a good wrestler. I haven't seen much of him like wrestle a one-on-one type of match, but his match with Darby was very good. Very good. And, of course, his partner, Max Caster, some of the best promos in the game right now. The Acclaimed are too good to just be a jabroni tag team in AEW. I don't, like, you know, Anthony Bowens is in there with Darby, and it's like, well, he's obviously going to lose to Darby, but maybe he could beat Darby one day. You know, like, I like the Acclaimed. I think they're very good. Not to mention Anthony Bowens, you know, he ticks a lot of boxes that you want to show off and represent, right? He's a gay man.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
He's a gay man. He's African American. He's representing for a lot of people, is what I'm trying to tell you. So, you know, do something with Anthony Bowens. He's a very talented guy. I like Anthony Bowens and I like Max Caster. Do something with the Acclaimed. Tony Khan. And don't just shit talk Big Swole on Twitter. I mean, that was ill-advised, I'd say. Ill-advised. But people are saying, oh, there's never been a black champion in AEW. Never been. I mean, weren't there tag team champions like half black at some point? Like Scorpio Sky is black, right?
I think it was singles champion was the complaint.
Oh, okay. Well, Jade Cargill's about to be a champion, so I mean, there haven't been that many singles champions, right? I mean, there's been
You didn't see the tweet from
two Japanese. The tag team champions are Mexican right now. I mean, it's a pretty diverse roster. Mm-hmm. Nyla Rose, was she not the champion?
She was a champion.
She was.
Yeah, and she's
she's trans.
She's trans, but she's also native. She's the native beast, Nyla Rose, right? Like, she's not just like a white lady. You know what I mean? Like, the attacks on AEW for being not diverse or not inclusive, it doesn't really work for me.
It feels a little bit more like they just didn't push Big Swole like she wanted.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Kenny's white, you know? Jericho's white. Moxley is white. Hangman is white. Bryan is white. Yes, all their world champions and world champion caliber guys have been white so far, but, you know, Will Hobbs isn't ready for the main event yet, and I don't know. It's just who they have right now. It's not like if Big E was in AEW, he'd probably be at the top of the card.
Or Keith Lee.
There's a lot of guys out there, but, you know, in AEW, you know, they have a thin roster. I don't know. I think that attack on AEW is a little off. Like, I don't know. People are attacking AEW for the inclusion, but it seemed to be a pretty diverse roster. What? What did I not see?
Like, Big Swole had tweeted back in like October, like, oh, Jade's going to win the title, but it should be me. And she had like a sad face kind of thing. So, you know,
right.
Of course, like, she's going to complain because she didn't get the title. So, yeah, there's a problem.
Well, that's it.
And then, you know,
I don't have a lot of sympathy for that. Yeah. Like, a lot of people, I feel like, will say they're not inclusive enough. They're not hiring the right people. You know, they're not hiring enough black people. Well, it's like Jade Cargill's a champion. Well, it should be me, not Jade Cargill. Well, you're both black people, so I don't really understand. Well, it's not inclusive enough. Well, what? Like, it doesn't really. And then that just kind
of, like, you know, when you kind of weaponize that and, like, you know, make a bad faith claim,
yeah,
it just adds ammo to people who don't want to promote any kind of.
It hurts the cause.
Yeah,
it hurts the cause.
You know, it's just like, no, you're just trying to make it about yourself. You know? And then it's like, yeah. It's yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing I got from it.
It's a bad faith argument from Big Swole. Pretty disappointing. But then Tony Khan saying, "Look, I'm a brown person. We have a lot of brown people in charge, and there's been some black people. And look at all these people that have had wins on AEW TV. It's like, okay, Tony, how about not responding to the article and just keeping your mouth shut? And then also adding, saying, well, Big Swole's actually a bad wrestler, and that's why she's not around anymore. It's like, well, if she's such a bad wrestler, why did you hire her in the first place? Why did you give her some sort of gimmick match with Britt Baker where they were fighting each other in a dentist office? If she's so bad and you think she's so bad, why did you fucking feature her so much so we had to watch her?
I want to give her a chance, I guess, and then
Well,
didn't like her.
I don't know,
originally-
man. You can't say that she's so bad. You can't say that in a tweet if you're the owner of AEW.
he didn't before.
Yes,
He didn't?
What do you mean? No, he did.
No, before.
Yesterday.
before, he said she had great matches before, and then afterwards, she gets released, and then she trash talks AEW. Now suddenly she's bad. This is
Yeah.
the problem with both of them. Like the whole thing, like before, it was like, we mutually parted ways, and then suddenly this comes out. Like, they're both two-faced. That's the problem with both.
Yeah, the thing about
Yep.
Tony Khan is that like he's trying to play like he's like the anti-Vince. So like, but him saying you're not that great of a wrestler, so whatever, is a very Vince move.
No, Vince would never say that.
On his show, I don't know. It's like
He would never say
it
that.
reminded me of
You
like,
get someone else.
I mean, not as
Somebody
crazy.
Somebody else would say it, but
But like
where-
Brett screwed Brett or something, you know.
Brett
or-
screwed Brett was something else. But like, did you imagine Vince McMahon tweeting out, "Whoa, pal, this person"? Imagine somebody saying, "Well, WWE's not inclusive enough" and whatever, and then Vince tweeting from his personal account like, "Well, look at all these people that we pushed, and this person was a bad wrestler anyway, so that's why we don't have him around." He would never, ever, ever do that. The
He would
WWE
say it on his show.
when they fire people, they wish you the best in your future endeavors, and that's it. They don't say shit about you afterwards. That's what Tony Khan should have done. But he fucked up. And now he's taking heat for it. Like this babyface Tony Khan character, this infallible Tony Khan, not starting this year off very well. Because that tweet last night made him look like a dick. And I haven't seen that much from Tony Khan that's made him look like a dick. And then, boom! Tweets that, and it's like, oh, man, come on, Tony Khan. I thought you were the babyface in wrestling. Turns out you can't be a babyface wrestling promoter. It just doesn't add up.
Yeah, like we thought Paul Heyman, was kind of a babyface wrestling promoter, and then he bounced all those checks, and like all.
There's
all
no
those guys didn't
babyface
get
wrestling
paid.
promoter. There is. You can't be a babyface promoter. It just doesn't make sense. You have to lie to people. You have to be shady. That's how promotions work. Thank you, Harold Schneider, dropping a super chat. Appreciate you, Harold. Bad move from Tony Khan. Bad move.
Yeah, he shouldn't have said anything.
No, he should have said nothing.
Just sorry she feels that way or something.
Yeah, say nothing. He was responding to an interview that she did on Fightful. This was Fightful posting a tweet saying Big Swole talks about time in AEW, and he quote tweeted the link to her article. He drew attention to Big Swole's fucking negative comments about his company, and then he made more negative comments on top of it to make himself look like a dick. Fucking keep your mouth shut and none of this happens. You don't bring attention to Big Swole, and you don't look like a dick. How about you don't tweet at all about that shit, Tony? Stupid. Come on, man. You know better.
People
You
have
think
no
he knows
filter,
better? I don't understand, man. Some guys, some people, they get tired of getting attacked all the time, and then they lash out in the wrong way.
and then they tweet and they send it out and it's out there.
And then everybody sees that you look like a dick. Come on, man. Get it together.
That's why I don't usually use Twitter.
You don't have a Twitter.
It's like it's easy to get heated up and be like, you know what, actually, fuck you, and then you send it out there and you're like,
Yeah.
and you instantly go, I really shouldn't have said
But
that.
then you can delete tweets after.
Yeah, but then someone
Deleting
screen
tweet-
captures.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Tony Khan, he could get screen capped. Me, I could go out on Twitter and say, Johnny North, your penis is so small, fuck you. And then I'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that about John. And then 2 minutes later, I delete it, and then John might not see it. Sorry, John. Sorry about that tweet last night. I didn't mean it. I deleted it,
When are you seeing my penis exactly?
Well, you
that
sent me
seems
those.
to
You sent me those pictures. I think you accidentally.
I never sent you anything.
Well, you meant to send them to
You've got the
Jerry,
wrong
but you sent them
penis.
to me instead. No, I got them.
Who's Jerry?
You know,
The
Jerry.
King Lawler?
No, Jerry. She's a head legal counsel.
Oh yeah.
Meant to send him to
Jerry Kelman.
Jerry Kelman. Send it to me
Jerry
instead.
Kelman.
Roman!
Romulus!
Succession, John. You haven't watched Succession? What's
Are
the
you a
matter with
sicko?
Are you a sicko?
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh, John.
Should I be worried about you? Fuck off.
Go on. Fuck off.
It's war! Fuck off!
You're playing toy soldiers.
It's war. Fuck off.
Yes. You're like, Logan, easy. Okay.
It's
war. Fuck off.
It's war! Fuck off! Sorry. It's war. Fuck off.
Oh,
Great
Brian
show,
Cox,
John.
the man.
Great show. Way better than anything WWE has done. Succession
They
is way
wish.
better.
I mean, Succession probably like emulates WWE a bit. Maybe I'm sure someone who like talks to them for realism and context, I'm sure has some kind of insight on the McMahon family.
It's McMahon-ish.
Yeah,
There's definitely some McMahon elements that you...
rich
any
media
kind of
family.
billionaire legacy company, too. It's all the same. There's a lot of them.
There's
All right.
fewer of them.
All right. Okay. Okay, then.
Succession talk.
That's it. John, thank you. Everyone else, thank you. Angelo, thank you. You're the Super Chat leader. Harold Schneider, thank you for the Super Chat. Doug Hepburn, thank you for the Super Chats. What a wonderful audience. You're a wonderful audience. I love you all. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to all the Super Chatters. Thank you to AJ Bastone. AJ Bastone. All right, guys. No, I've not seen Johnny's penis, so it was a joke. Okay?
Bastone.
Yes, Angelo dropping first Super Chat leader of the year, first show of the year, first show of 2022. And I could say 2022 is going to be a good year.
Oh, yeah?
I mean,
It's hard to say now. Usually at the beginning of the year, you're always like, I think this is going to be a great year. Nowadays, it's like, is this going to be a good one?
well,
It can't get any worse.
Can it?
I'm not making any announcements tonight, but you know why this 2022 is going to be pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, I have some inklings.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some
I
notions.
don't want to say exactly, but you know, and Johnny knows.
There's things in development.
This
but
year is going to be pretty big for me personally. And I'll tell you more about it closer to when these things happen. Okay? Okay.
Wheels are in motion.
I don't want to reveal too much. I'm a private guy. All right?
Wheels are in motion.
Things are happening. All
People
right,
are
guys.
talking.
We love you, and I'll be back here Monday night by myself. Okay? That's it.
I'll miss you guys.
Thanks, everybody. I'll see you again Monday night after Raw. Raw in Greenville, South Carolina. Johnny and I will be back after AEW Dynamite in Newark on Wednesday. Hopefully, Bryan Danielson is the new AEW World Champion on Wednesday night. Jade Cargill will definitely be the first ever TBS champion. So that'll be cool. Coming up Wednesday night after Dynamite. Dynamite in Newark on Wednesday. It's going to be fun. And then, of course, Friday night, we'll be back for Wrestling Uncensored. Friday nights, 10 p.m. after Smackdown in Uncasville, Connecticut. Coming up Friday night.
Mohegan Sun.
Angelo's going to miss you. They're all going to miss you.
I'll miss you guys.
All
It's
right.
good fun.
You'll see him again real soon. You'll see me again real soon. You'll see Johnny again as well, and maybe even AJ. AJ, survive COVID. I hope you're all right. Hope the family's all right. AJ and Freddie both dealing with COVID right now. I hope my brothers are doing good. Love you, dudes. Thank you, everybody. And again, I will see you on Monday after Raw.